All right, here we go. We are live on Game Notes Daily, a show we decided to do here for playoff hockey. We're going to come to you every day live. And this show is brought to you by ScoreBet Sportsbook and Casino. The ScoreBet is the best sportsbook for the hockey obsessed, with a wide variety of markets and daily specials from us here at Spittin' Chicklets. It's got you covered for everything on the ice. So if you're Ontario only, download the ScoreBet app and create an account today. You can build and follow your bets directly from the Score Sports app for the best possible experience. With the playoffs upon us, it is upon us right now. You don't want to miss anything. And the ScoreBet also has you covered for all your other favorite sports and players. Plus, there's a tons of iCasino games any day, anytime. The ScoreBet. Download today and see how the best sports app, period, does sports betting. Please play responsibly. 19 plus, Ontario only. Gambling problem? Call Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600. Download today and see how the best sports app, period, does sports betting. Play responsibly again. 19 plus, Ontario only. Gambling problem? Call Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600.
Holy fuck.
That is a read right there for the
Let's
ages.
go.
We got them all going here. We got the Witzke. He's going full mass hole right off the bat. Monday, first day of the playoffs, like Christmas morning. Witt's already got his sunglasses on because he hasn't slept because his eyes are bloodshot.
My game face.
But we also have that's your game face. We also have Mikey G. He's executive producing. He's in the backdrop as always. And then my partner in crime, the Big Murr. Maybe do a little better intro on the Witzke that we have for our first ever live stream.
Yeah, so let me just get to the premise of this show. It's going to be our one-stop shop, everything you need of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll recap the night before. We'll give you previews of the games tonight. We'll give you picks. We'll give you winners. We'll talk our specials from ScoreBet and our boosts from Barstool Sportsbook. We're going to take questions. If you have gambling questions or hockey questions in the comments, so go over there. And then the best part of this show is we're going to have a carousel of guests. We'll have Biz on. We'll have RA. We'll get Mr. Ice in here. We'll get Rico. We'll get Big Cat, PFT, whoever we can find. But we have the best guest for the first show, Ryan Whitney.
What a pleasure it is to be a part of this. And I think both you guys came up with the idea, and it's perfect because there's no hockey content throughout the day, really. I mean, I think there used to be something going on in Canada, but NHL Network's not really going or talking about live stuff around noon every day. So hopefully everyone's coming here, and recapping the night before is one thing, but then also giving the picks for that night. So obviously with the first night being today or tonight, we're only going to be able to give some picks. In Chicklets, we broke down all the series, but I think today we're more talking about game ones because, as Merle said, he may like a team in the series, but he may think different for game one. So we'll see what goes on. But thanks for having me, guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we love having your expertise on here. Your quick wit,
expertise.
Your sharp.
Listen
tongue.
to this, Army. Expertise. I went on Pardon My Take last night with Murr's first appearance. It was great.
I listened. It was
great.
Great
They were asking me about. Goaltending came up, why the Bruins are so good. I said, Allmark's amazing. He led the league in goals against and save percentage. I don't think that's ever been done before. It was done last year by Shesterkin. And then I said, I don't know if a rookie goaltender's won the cup since Cam Ward. Matt Murray did it for Pittsburgh, and Binnington did it for St. Louis. So I'm as cold as ice, but I'm here to give some picks anyway.
Well, that's why we love you, actually. We love you for stuff like that, Witzke, because you just dominate.
So the non-expertise is what you love me about.
You say it like it's so believable, so damn believable. That's what we love.
Yeah, you just hope nobody fact checks you, and you're like, I think I got away with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and if Witt does anything like that, or I do, and Merles does, the great thing about this live stream is we can hear the comments. We'll see them. We'll read them. G's going to jump in. We want to hear from you. You have any questions for us regarding the 4 games tonight, the first night of the Stanley Cup playoffs? The chase is on. It's all going down. We've got 4 games, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to rip through these games. And as Witt said, Tomorrow it'll be different. We'll recap the games that were tonight and tee up the games for you on Tuesday night. We'll be right here again tomorrow live for you at noon. I'm going to be in Atlanta, boys. I'm flying out tonight to Atlanta.
Oh, big show, TNT.
Yeah, I'll be up there.
You and Biz starting it off, baby.
Me and the Biz dog will be rolling in studio for a few nights with him.
I love that.
Yeah, and then I fly out to Minnesota at the end of the week. So you'll have me and Minnie from a hotel room doing some shows at the end of the week. I'll be between the benches for that series.
Dude, you're doing between the benches for that?
Yes, I'll be like
you. Didn't tell me that. That's awesome.
I'll be doing what you did on Saturday night on Long Island.
The pace may be a little bit different than the FDNY NYPD game with Dallas Mini.
I don't know.
Oh, that's great, buddy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How many games of that series are you between the benches?
Those two Minnesota games, games 3 and games 4. So hopefully it's a series. Hopefully it splits or something. It comes in there with a lot of action. You never know. As we know, you just got to hold home court, right, boys? Playoffs are a totally other beast.
Let me start you off with a great quote before we get into this from this morning from my good friend Jim Montgomery in the Boston Bruins. Said he woke up at 4:30 a.m. and he's been wide awake ever since. No better thing in the world than being in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
That's a fact.
That doesn't get you fired up. I don't know what does.
Personally, if I was playing Augusta National, I could argue that, but that'll never happen. But it's a hockey show, and he's 100% right. But I guess that's not our first game to get to, but some scary rumblings around the Bruins locker room. But we're starting. We're starting in Carolina, correct?
Yeah, we're going at time of game at a time. The first game starts at 7:00. We're going right out to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Right look at that! Somebody in the chat, my check pick's already up 1-0.
Let's go, EBR.
Sorry to interrupt you. I had the score update. I love this guy, Brad Perella, updated me with the score.
EBR.
There we go. Yeah, you're getting it going. EBR. Everyone's riding. You got to love it, Merles. Like what you've done. I mean, it was amazing seeing you with the people. At the UBS Arena for that, game. They're just loving you.
There he is. Look at this guy.
Jesus Christ, Brad. What a mugshot that is. Oh, my God. But he's an EBR guy, so we love him.
Let's go.
Yeah, he used to be the bassist in Goo Goo Dolls, it looks like. What a beauty. Thanks for watching.
That was a perfect description of that guy. Like just a 90s grudge band bassist.
Yeah, I love it. So game 1 tonight, it'll kick off. Canes against the Islanders. Lots of talk of the Islanders. That's Metro 1 versus Wild Card 1. I want me to get through some stuff here early, just to tee up people with before we get to some of our analysis and picks. The Canes went 3-0-1. Islanders won 2-1 in their 4-game matchup. The Canes outscored them 12-9 in those 4 games. The special teams, there's one kind of mismatch that I'm looking at, which is the power play through the season, where the Canes had the advantage over the Islanders. And then the big thing that came down that we were looking like who's going to play net, right? And of course we know with the Islanders guys, it's Sorokin, but Merles, you came and you're like breaking news right before we went on, because you have the other goaltender pick that's starting here. Game 1 for the Canes.
Antti Ranta's in, the Finnish guy, the former Phoenix Coyote, Arizona Coyote. He can steal games, so it's a great goalie matchup.
Yeah, he's a good goalie. There's lots of knocks on him for injury issues and stuff, but I guess they
2-0 Kladno.
There we go.
2-0 Kladno. Holy.
Merle's here we go.
Let's have a day.
You forgot about the playoffs. We got the Czech league going off.
I love it, Merles. Okay, we're staying hot. I know this too. I'll update this. We've heard and we know Barzal is the guy that's the big question mark for the Islanders. He missed. This is a big thing on Chicklets on the episode that just dropped this morning too, with the playoff previews and everything on there. Witzke is why didn't they start? Why couldn't he play like one decision-making game? Frankie Borelli had his thoughts as well as we were in his restaurant. But he I guess he's good to go just automatically for game 1 here. So we will see Barzal with.
Yes, we'll see Barzal. And Frankie did a pretty decent job in terms of explaining that there would have been no practices for him prior to getting back and getting in one of those final 2 games versus Washington or versus Montreal. So I guess I kind of understand where they're coming from. Also, if we can't beat Montreal, we don't deserve to get in anyways, kind of type thing. Let's get Barzal an extra few days. But my whole point was that if he had to wait and actually wasn't even really ready to go, he still has to be battling this injury, right? Like, it's obviously not like he's 100%, but nobody really is around this time of year. But I think, Army, the crazy thing is you mentioned that the Canes have the advantage in the power play. It's not even just that. The Islanders have one of the worst power plays in the league. I think second worst.
They're 30th.
30th. Okay, so horrible power play. And then the Canes have like the best penalty kill. So that's an enormous mismatch. But I kind of love the Islanders tonight. Yeah. I picked the Canes in the series, but the Islanders for some reason are just jumping off plus 140 right around there.
Here's a great one. Look at this. Max Gorin.
Okay.
Hurricanes don't lose game ones at home. Is that actually factual?
Besides,
or is that gotta check the game notes on that one, Max.
Penguins swept their ass. Although that was in Pittsburgh.
But hey, I love these stats. I love you're telling me their power play stinks. I love it. And I love how the Islanders have played down the stretch. They're playing the best defensive, top 10 defense, because I'm on the under tonight. I'm going to be looking at under in that game. So I love hearing their power play stinks.
I like the under too. Both these teams just good defensively. And I was surprised though, Army. I think of the 4 regular season matchups, 2 went over and 2 went under. The last one being like a 2-1 overtime win. So I just think I think with Sorokin, I'm just leaning towards him having a huge game one. Although I didn't know. I think Max or whoever that was said they just own game ones at home. Now he's got me nervous. Now he's got me questioning.
That place rocks, though, that PNC. Yeah. We've been there. We were there for the outdoor game. I snuck into a game Thursday, and that place is a little smaller, it seems, and gets rocking.
We got to talk about all this stuff comes into play. We've got to talk about atmosphere. We've got to talk about Barnes. We got to talk about home ice advantage. Because I think that's so huge. And the Canes definitely, I mean, what are we going to say about the Islanders fans too? They go absolutely ballistic and nuts too. So when it shifts back over, it'll be another story. But I'm looking for Canes in that game. I'm going with Max, whoever posted that they don't lose games ones. I'm going to ride with him on that one. I like Canes. If I had to do anything, it'd be the money line on that one. I do have a big play coming up at the end of this though, Merles. As we will have some other plays after we recap all these games and some of these picks. Any little prop things in there you guys like with this game? Barzy points, anyone jump out at you?
I don't know.
I'm not looking for goals, so I really don't want to pick a goal. I'm looking for 0-0 maybe. Yeah.
Murr would
plus 2,000 or something.
Murr would do a block shots parlay if it was available. He's looking for a 1-0 overtime win.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that sounds fair. That's fair. What's the money line on the Canes?
Minus 167.
Minus 167. Okay, that's why they'll like my other one later. Yeah. You guys good on this one? You guys want to roll to the next one?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is going to be an interesting because this is the one series that I would say the public is most split on. I think like a lot. Like I just feel like so many people think there could be a big upset here. So game one will show us a lot in terms of. If the Islanders can skate with them, Carolina's very quick. So I'm looking forward to that one. But I got no other plays besides I'm on the under with Murr, and I'm going to sprinkle a little on the Islanders money line.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, everyone's leaning. Here's our boy here, Merle's game notes guy, Chicklets guy, Dave Singer. He's always he's a big fan. I love this guy.
He's not a great
the Merle
speller.
Special right
What's
here
that,
on the
ENR?
Canes.
What's that mean?
ENR. It's a new one. He's coming up with it.
He's looking for the draw. He wants the Murley special draw, so we'll see some OT. Yeah. I love that. This is when the Murley specials, this is when you get them in the OT. We might be here all night. We've done that a couple nights. We've done our live stream. We're doing a live stream tonight if we haven't mentioned that from headquarters. And we've been stuck here a couple late nights and a couple Big Deal Brew and Pink Whitney's too many.
Oh, boy. That's why, Army, I mentioned being an Oilers fan, once an Oiler, always an Oiler. It's like the game starts at 10:30 in Boston, triple overtime. I'm up till 3:30 in the morning. So that's what I'm giving up for playoffs. I'm sacrificing my sleep to watch the Oilers get big-time overtime wins.
We all are. Everyone on this stream is doing the same thing. Dave Singer's doing the same thing. We all are. We'll be forever in sunglasses the next day because we'll have so much luggage under our eyes.
I look like I always look like I'm 60. Today I look like I'm 85. That's why I got the shades on.
Here we go. Patty W. What's up with the three-way, Merles? Could you explain that again? I love this stuff. We wanted to do this on Game Notes too.
This is a good idea.
This is my most asked question in the last 3-4 years since I got into this business with you guys. So to explain it best, in Europe, that's all they bet is three-way. If you're watching soccer / football, whatever you want to call it, it's always three-way, which means you can pick the home team, the away team, or a draw, a tie. So you always get better odds because there's 3 betting options. So I love to do this because you can take a favorite instead of like your Carolina minus 167. You could get 3-way at plus 100 maybe. And yeah, if it goes OT, you lost. So 3-way or in regulation is a way to explain it. I hope that was a good way to explain it. I'm going to have to do some more work on explaining that because it's a big question. But.
Well, no, and the main reason is that if you get a team like tonight, if you love Carolina, okay, I think Merle said they're minus 167. That's a pretty decent nut you got to lay down. Well, you go check out the 3-way. If you think the team's a better team and they're going to get a win, why don't I take them to win in regulation at what, Mer?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
I bet you it's like minus 120.
I guessed plus 100. Let's see how good I am.
Plus
102.
So
wow, I know
cool.
the game. I know the game.
Wow, that's a gambler for you. So instead of risking $167 to win 100 on the Canes money line, you get them in regulation. You risk $100, you win 102. So that's why the 3-way is very valuable.
And it's not as good as the puck line, but you're not sweating for that empty net either.
Exactly. You still
when you're a mush like me, you don't get that empty netter ever. I have to do it all on my own. And
I love praying for the empty netter. I love it. I love
puck
that.
Line guy. And Army, by the way, Merle said to me, he's like, and the best part about 3-way, and 3-way also, as we're saying, is just to win in regulation. Best part about the 3-way is goes to OT, you just live bet it. Get your money back.
And this is not the 3-way that Biz is thinking about either. So let's keep that straight.
All right, let's keep moving on. Thank you, G, for keep flashing those comments and questions in on the chat. I love this live stream format. It's actually awesome. Thank you, everyone, for jumping on here. You're probably at work with your earbuds in and you're just ripping it up, pretending like you're working, but you're actually listening to us beauties. Dropping it. Game 2, 7:30 TD Garden. We've got the Bruins, Atlantic 1 versus Panthers, Wild Card 2. Head-to-head, boys. Game 1, Bruins won 5-3. Game 2, Florida 5-2. Game 3, 7-3 Boston's beatdown. Game 4 went 4-3 Florida in overtime. So they've kind of split this 4-game series. It seems every game in the regular season when 7 goals or over.
I'm hearing a lot of goals there.
There's a lot of goals there. You look down through, the special teams matchup. The PK for the Bruins is number 1 in the league this season as well. They're ripping, and there are some question marks. Allmark, Lyon in net. They're saying Krejci and Forbert are in, Merles. I think we got that.
Yep.
And there seems to be a question mark around Bergeron. Is that correct?
Yeah. So let me tell you, I was just up in Troy, New York. My brother Tom's house let me stay there for the night, and he was really watching the games. I was recording interviews with you guys, and he texts me. He's like, Bergeron just got hurt, and my brother used to be a hockey trainer, so he saw something, and he left the game. And he didn't come back, and I'm like, no, he's not really hurt. And he's like, dude, I think he's really hurt. And Monty came out after the game, said, oh, it was precautionary, blah blah blah, but he still hasn't been back. And
yeah, and now you're reading, and I had heard a couple rumblings from different reporters that he was questionable for game 1 from the injury, but then today comes out, and the recent news in the last hour and a half, 2 hours, is that there's a bug going through the Bruins locker room, that a lot of guys are sick, and there's a lot of questionable guys. So I don't know, like if Bergeron doesn't play, is he sick or is he actually injured? I mean, if it's the case of guys being sick, I'll say this right now. Florida Panthers plus 180 sounds like a pretty good value bet. And they could get smoked in game 1. Not to mention it's Marathon Monday in Boston. The Red Sox play at 11 a.m. It's an enormous holiday in Massachusetts, Patriots Day. And then so it's going to be probably the drunkest crowd in NHL history, maybe going into that game at 7:30. So it's going to be a tough one for Florida to win. But if the Bruins are missing guys because they're sick or injured, who knows what the deal is, plus 180 is a nice little value there.
That might be the worst stat I've ever seen.
I got a little stat for you. This is the worst stat maybe ever. 27 years ago from the sushi legend, the Panthers beat the Bruins in game 1 27 years ago.
Were the Panthers even in the league 27 years ago?
1996. They went to the Cup final, didn't they?
My boy Doug McLean was probably behind the bench ripping it up with those big aviator glasses he had on back in the day. Those were in style. I seen another guy on the chat here. Ben McRae says Bergie would play with a gunshot wound.
Well, okay, so that's a good point. But Merle's...
Yeah, so my thinking on this is if he is even a little banged up, you don't want him starting at 80% for this long run at his age. if you can buy him another week by sitting him and get him up to 90, 95%, you do it. If you can't beat the Panthers in game 1 at home without him, then you're not going to have that long run. So stash him away, let him keep resting. You win tonight, let him rest again.
What's
all of a sudden he's 95% to start this marathon run. Pun intended.
What is the over-under at on this, Merles? What's it set at?
Over-under is only 6. Only 6.
So you're looking at their, I don't know. Like
I got a feeling this could be our friend Mr. Ice's pick today.
Mr. Ice will be all over this. It's going to be crazy.
He's in
Marathon
Bahamas.
day is massively huge.
He's in Bahamas. He said he's no water slides today, only gambling.
What a legend. I can't wait till we get him on the show, and have him, break it all down. He's electric. Obviously follow Mr. Ice for some of your picks as well. This game, if there's one game I think that could be, had for Florida, it might be this game. So Whit, back to your point with the value pick on that. Other than that, like just maybe the one game, like, you get the one, it wakes up the Bruins, they're not quite there in game 1 and they're like, oh yeah, we got to get going. And then they storm back and get it done. And, I could see that happen. Merles, we always used to do that when we were on our Calder Cup runs in the Mindsies. Yeah. We drop the first one and then just kind of wake up and battle and get going.
Yeah, because we played all 7-game series, so
just a panic though. You lose the first one, you're like, oh my god! Like
So this is I got to remember this now. This is a big EBR rule that comes only in play in playoff time. If one of these home teams lose game 1.
Hammer time.
We drop the hammer on them at game 2. Very rare to see a high seed lose both games at home.
Yes.
So we're got to be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, we got to be on the lookout. I see someone in here. They're saying Bennett's coming back. We got
I don't know if Bennett's. I can't find out if Bennett's back.
Toby Force. Thank you, Toby. Hornquist, maybe get him in there. The games will be 8 hours long. Hornquist will be scrumming everybody.
This is funny that the guy asked about the 3-way because this is a perfect game for that. The Bruins minus 220. You don't want to lay that, but you get them 3-way minus 129. That's decent. Like you can live with that. And if it goes to overtime, then we just, like you said, we live bet the Bruins. We'll take the ferry over to New Jersey and live bet them. We won't do it from here.
I do think though, if Bennett is able to come back and play, and Bergeron can't, like this series could be a lot better than at least I predicted. I had the Bruins in 5, gentleman's sweep, but I mean, who knows? Yeah. Like it game for the Panthers to get game 1, that could change everything. That could kind of flip it all over, and all of a sudden the Bruins are feeling like they got to get game 2, and at least the Panthers have some momentum. If the Bruins go out and wax them tonight without Bergeron, it's like, okay, this thing's going to be over.
All the talks of Tampa, Columbus are kind of circling around this series a little bit. I don't think that, Bruins are the same team that Tampa was then. Our buddy Dave Singer in the chat once again has a good comment that the Panthers were hot down the stretch too. They played some pretty damn good hockey as well in pushing to get into the playoffs. And this will be, I think a pretty good series, and it'll be absolutely electric tonight because of everything. Marathon day, Sox are playing. You got the Bruins tonight as well.
Live stream.
Tricklet's live stream. People can't, they're losing their minds today. We're giving them everything. It'll be the TD Garden will be just like raucous.
Some people are selling their tickets because they want to stay home to watch the Chicklets live stream, the game. So I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. That's a smart move. That's actually a great play. Okay, we ready to move on, boys?
Yep.
All right, game 3, 9:30. We're going out west. That's 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. This game kicks off. American Airlines Center, the Dallas Stars, Central number 2 versus the Wild, Central number 3. This is going to be I think this is kind of like a series where both these teams don't get talked about as much, but I think it'll be fairly good. I think Wild are coming on, boys, but Dallas is like a sneaky team that no one really they just kind of fly under the radar. And here we go. We got a great comment right off the bat. Bfish34. If Eck comes back by game 3, Mini and 6. Wow, that's a huge call against Dallas and Ottinger and company that seem to get it done steady. I'm going to go over the head-to-head action here as well. Game 1, 6-5 shootout, Minnesota. Game 2, 4-1 Dallas. Game 3, 4-1 Dallas. Game 4, 2-1 shootout Minnesota, and both Minnesota wins came in a shootout. Sorry, I didn't get that in there. The first one was a shootout too.
A couple Murley specials there. Lots of OT,
Murley specials.
So this could be the game if you're looking for that.
Yeah, Dallas's PK throttles anything around special teams. Their power play is 5th. Also throttles Minnie's 15th power play. I think special teams battle, Dallas huge advantage, obviously. And then goaltending, that's the big question too, is like, have we seen anything come down the line? Is
we
this
can't
one of those?
find it. Can't find who's starting.
They're being secretive with the mini goaltending situation.
Yeah.
We had a little powwow before this show, and it always cracks me up. And these guys, you would agree with me, like they try to hide who's playing goalie. Like no one cares on the other team. Like you're going to take your pregame nap, you're going to see who's playing goal in warmups. I don't really understand why that they're so adamant on hiding who's playing goaltending sometime in the playoffs, but that's what they want to do, and I guess they think it might mess with Dallas a little bit in terms of trying to prepare. But I think either way, Minnie's in a good spot with whoever plays.
Yeah, they got 2 quality goaltenders. Ottinger being like kind of the ace in the hole, though. Like, what do you say about this guy? He's just a monster. He's a monster, and he can take on like shot volume like you've never seen.
The only thing he went to BU, so
yeah,
that's a good thing.
He's
a terrier.
Back.
I think the Dallas Army is like you said, they're not talked about. That's a great value bet to them for them to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, I think we looked the other day, Murray was like,
we were talking on PMT last night. It was plus 1,700. I think
that was 18-1, maybe.
Yeah, and then you could get Oettinger at Conn Smythe plus 3,500. So if you think they're going to win, it would probably be on his back.
But this is the top line's even. You know, you got the Kaprizov left wing first line Mini. You got Robertson first line left wing Dallas. Those guys can kind of cancel each other out. I will say, like Wyatt Johnson, Wyatt Johnson, what a stud. He's 19 years old, center in the second line with Jamie Benn and Evgeny Dadonov. Dadonov, a guy they brought in that didn't really get a lot of play when they made the deal for him either. He's been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he has been good.
That Johnson's the next Bergeron in the NHL.
Yeah, he's solid.
Two-way. Just stud.
I'll throw this out there too. Game 1, Dallas at home, -1.5 plus 180.
Wow.
Which
you're the puck line guy.
Hey. I'm a massive puck line guy. I love it. Well, oh my God, don't get me started, but I just like that numbers. I like those odds.
So this is the perfect game too. You'll be able to see all our series picks. We all made the picks, and it's on ScoreBet, and you can do a special. If we hit 7 out of 8 or 8 out of 8, you get paid out on it. The Witt was the only one that hit it last year. He went 8 for 8. But I liked Minnesota for the series, but tonight I like Dallas. Game 1, I like Dallas. I liked Minnesota. But I think this first game at home, Dallas gets it done.
I got a little boost coming, I believe, that maybe I'll give away a little later involving Jason Robertson though for tonight. I just think that Dallas isn't getting nearly enough love. They brought in Domi. Look at the third line. Marchment, Domi, and Sagan. Like that's pretty nice to have that as your third line. So I think it's going to be a great series. I picked it to go 7. I like Dallas tonight, though, and the goaltending is just the difference for me. Ottinger, we saw last year. The playoffs didn't scare him. He almost beat Calgary single-handedly.
I just saw this right now in the chat. Fred Real, puck lines are for suckers. Gamble smart.
Okay, Fred. Sorry,
Fred.
We're trying to win big.
Sorry, I like odds. Sorry.
Sorry when Dallas gets an empty netter to win 4-2 tonight. We're not going to be going bananas.
We're trying to put the ScoreBet and Barstool Sportsbook out of business here.
Yeah, sorry, right? Fred. Here he is right here, Fred.
We don't like our jobs. We want to put them out of business.
Come on, Fred.
Gamble smart. Like this guy's fucking professional gambler winning at a
It's called gambling. Okay,
clip.
It's called gambling. Okay?
And we were talking before on PMT about it with the way they pull the goalie now, and they pull him a lot sooner. They pull him with 3-4 minutes left, so those puck lines will hit more often than not than they used to in the old days. So whoever this guy is, check your game notes.
Yeah, not to mention that guys ice the puck now, Army, trying to hit the empty netter.
They just go for it.
We were raised to never ever do that selfish play, and now it's just fire it down and hope it goes in. They finally used some math to figure out that that's the play. Don't worry about the icing. We'll win a face-off. So that helps the puck line.
Dave Singer, super fan, once again chimes in. Army nailed the puck line in the Frozen Four, which, yeah, I did. Yeah, well, I'm an idiot. What a loser, dumb better. But, yeah, you got to know when to do it. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You're right. There he is, Davey.
Yep.
Thank you
Yep,
for
Dave.
coming in strong. He's got the
that
receipts.
guy for us.
He's got the receipts. All right, we're going to move on now to Game 4. We'll keep an eye out for that Minnesota goaltending situation. If it pops up, someone throw it in the chat for us. I'd love it. If we see anything on socials, we'll hit you up here before we're off the air. Game 4, 10 p.m. Eastern time for us out here. That's at Rogers Arena. Merles, Whit, this is your team. The Oilers, Pacific 2 versus the Kings, Pacific 3. This is going to be a hell of a series. Head-to-head, Game 1, 3-1 LA. Game 2, 6-3 LA. Game 3, 2-0 Edmonton. Game 4, 3-1 Edmonton. The special teams, the power play for the Oilers is out of this world, best ever. And the goaltending situation for us, I'll hit it right up, is Skinner and Korpisalo for these teams. And Whit, you gotta crank it up here with your Oilers. I'll let you get going here off the start. What we're thinking Game 1 here tonight.
I think they're going to come out buzzing. There's an excitement in that city that hasn't been around in a long time, and that's including last year. I think last year they knew they had a good team, but once Colorado came to town, already up 2-0 in the Western Conference Final, there was only so much they could do against that wagon. And now 14-0-1 to finish the year. I keep repeating myself. I'm just so bullish on this team this year. Ekholm was such a difference maker, and in this series, especially Game 1. I don't think they got Fiala in LA. I don't think Velarde's healthy right now. So, Fiala's their best player, right? He's their leading scorer. Mm-hmm. And so you talk about Deneau and you talk about Kopitar in the ability to maybe shut down Connor and Leon, but it's just the Oilers have so much swagger right now. And I think tonight, this is a great example of using the three-way in regulation bet. I get the Oilers at -186. That's a lot of juice to lay down to a good Kings team. I'm going to take the Oilers in regulation. I think they get the job done like 4-1 tonight. And I just can't wait to get the whole thing going. Because as you know, Army, once an Oiler, always an Oiler.
That's what it says in the dressing room.
I can go back to the dressing room anytime I want.
Yep.
I'm on the Oilers. I'm huge on the Oilers. Ken Holland is obviously a big Barstool fan and must read my blogs because I told them what they needed to be done to change that whole team. It was to get Matthias Ekholm, the big Viking from the North, and they did. And now they're 14-0-1 or something crazy since they got him. So I'm adding the Oilers in.
Guys, I have a little bit of breaking news here.
Uh-oh.
This is why live radio is great here. So
Yes.
Brad Treliving, it is reported, will not return to the Calgary Flames.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So, this was discussed.
He didn't make the coaching change.
It sounded, but
They've mutually decided to part ways.
This could have been his decision. I was just going to say that. I don't even know if he wanted to be there anymore. It's like this guy did a good. What a crazy scenario in Calgary this year. From last year and that team that looked so good to just getting thumped by the Oilers. The Oilers ended the organization.
It was mutual, boys. It was a mutual.
All right.
Yeah, that's like when Bryson DeChambeau said that him and his caddy left mutually, after just firing his ass. Although I think Treliving might have wanted to leave on his own. I do. Now Sutter is signed. They don't have a GM, but the GM goes in without the ability to bring in his own coach because he's making $4 million a year for the next 2 years. What a clusterfuck in Calgary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don Maloney has been promoted to president of hockey operations and will also hold the position of interim general manager. For the meantime, the Calgary Flames have reported on their Twitter account.
When I was in Arizona, it was opposite of that. Maloney was the GM and Brad was the assistant GM in charge of us lunatics in San Antonio.
And in charge of Biz's Twitter account.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Maybe that guy will be on Pittsburgh's radar now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like maybe he wants to go run the Boston Pizza franchise or whatever that his dad runs. So that it's all up in the air. Disappointing season, I think, for the Flames. So, we're seeing a lot of that right now, right? A lot of teams are cleaning up. In this situation, I think it says they mutually parted. So we'll see. Maybe Daryl Sutter will be the coach and GM. Maybe he'll do both. Maybe he'll just slide upstairs.
Maybe he'll slide upstairs and then bring Mitch Love up from the AHL.
There you go.
We talked about on the podcast.
Mitch Love. He'll fight
anyway. That's the move right there.
Here you go,
Flames. There you go, Flames. I just saved your
S.
season.
Shut up, Wit. The downfall of the Flames last summer had nothing to do with
Hey,
it.
Jordan. Hey, Jordan. You got embarrassed by the Oilers, and since then, you lost your best players, and you suck now. So how are you trying to say it has nothing to do with the Oilers ruining your season and then ruining your organization? What is the downfall in your mind? It's the Oilers crushing your soul and ripping your heart out of your body, and you know it. So don't tell me to shut up. You shut up.
Falcon Video Productions. McDavid sent the Flames into a rebuild. He kind of did. I mean, I don't know what happened there. But
I just remember. I mean, didn't the Flames get out to leads in like both of the games to start the series, and the Oilers just came buzzing back?
Wild games. Those games.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was pathetic.
Awesome.
It was a pathetic display. It's only gotten worse in Calgary. They're not even in the playoffs.
Yeah. So Edmonton, let's get back. Edmonton game 1. Flames fans are in turmoil. They don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, down Highway 2 in Edmonton in Alberta, or up Highway 2, I guess you would say, going north, up in Alberta, the Oilers in game 1. I mean, I look at the later games in their 4-game series, guys. 2-0 Edmonton, 3-1 Edmonton. What's that over under? I think it's going to be.
This is the only 6.5 on the board.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's going to be tight like that. Like, I think these games, the way the Kings play, Doughty's in this series. They've got the ability to, check really well. They're structured shit. I think it might be more what we're seeing. The addition to Ekholm as well, for the Oilers, I think has something to do. They can keep those scores down. So I don't know. What do you would you look at that? What do those numbers look like for you?
I like what you're thinking, because Edmonton's obviously changed the way they played there towards the end of the season. They're playing some defense. I'm still not sold on Skinner, but you are. He's been playing great. So they maybe are looking for an under team now.
Is it 6.5? Yeah,
6.5.
Hasn't Mikey Anderson gotten under the skin of McDavid throughout the past at some point? By the way, when you're an adult, like, can't you drop the Y? Like, shouldn't you just be Mike Anderson? Like, why is he Mikey still? Am I right?
Here's Mikey Grinelli. Here's Mikey Grinelli.
If you're Mike, I was told once you turn 18, you're no longer Mikey.
Yeah, like, you can't be like an adult shutting down McDavid, calling yourself Mikey.
Thanks, Mikey Grinelli. There he is, boys. Mikey.
But you know what? They got Anderson and Doughty playing together, so you imagine that's the McDavid matchup they want. And then you got Gavrikov, who's a great shutdown D-man they got from Columbus, playing with Matthew Roy. I don't know. It's not Waugh, is it? Matthew Roy or Waugh, whatever it is. So I just don't see these guys with the speed to handle these friggin' forwards in Edmonton. Now, I do know Mikey Anderson's a great skater, but is Doughty still the same? Can Doughty stop Connor McDavid? Can anyone stop Connor McDavid?
No.
I don't think so.
No, nobody can.
I love Doughty, but I don't. McDavid's a beast.
Don't forget he's got his sidekick healthy this year. Draisaitl played on one leg last year, and they dragged him all the way through to the thing. So
we remember what Kane does in the playoffs. You got Hyman, you got Nuge with a massive season. No one talks about him. They're a lot of points in the power play by Leon, McDavid, and Nuge. You go down their lineup like Janmark. They added Bukestad, big monster in the center, third line position. Costin's huge. Also, I like Costins. He could be a difference maker, wild card. Did
you see that comment? If you're Pasha on a breezy day, do you hear a whistle on the wind just passes through his empty skull?
I'll tell you. Pasha went out on a limb, and for anyone who hasn't listened to this to today's Chicklets, I know this is Game Notes Daily, but his big takeaway from the Rangers Devils series is that Patrick Kane is going to be horrible. And he's going at a guy that's been one of the best big game players in the last 15 years in the NHL, who scored a fucking goal to win the Stanley Cup, who scored a hat trick to win the Western Conference final against the Kings. Like, all this guy has done is step up in big games. And Pasha's take is that he's done, and he's going to ruin the whole series for the Rangers.
Yeah, we're going to have him on tomorrow to talk the Devils series, so that's going to be hilarious.
We got to get him on tomorrow. Make sure you line him up. You're going to be with him, right, Whit?
Yep, I'm going to be with him all day. We're going to do the show. Then we're going to head over to Hoboken. We're going to have a few pops over there, and then we're going to make our way into the arena for for the game.
Yeah, Merle's is going to games 1 and 2 with Pasha. So boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
There we go. Yeah, and
enemy territory for me. I'm on the rags.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, watch yourself.
You won't wear a jersey in there.
No, never wear a road jersey. No.
And I believe the bet was Biz said if the Devils made the Eastern Conference Final this year or next year, he'd get the logo of their mascot, the Devil, tattooed on his ass. And the other side of it is if they don't, I believe, or if they lose this series to the Rangers, Pasha has to go to a Rangers second round series with Patrick Kane face paint. So that would be a great.
Oh, there's somebody's saying Stu Feiner just gave out a free pick. Islanders money line plus 140.
That's another.
That's another guy I want to try to lock down for this show.
Yeah,
that guy knows his stuff.
Stu be great.
Yeah, we got to get him. He's electric.
Yeah,
I'd love to have
he's
him
a legend.
on. I would love to see that.
By the way, Stu's going to Borelli's for the party night. Of course, he's betting the Isles money line.
He's got. Yeah, you're not making that mistake. Stu's smart. Okay, Oilers Kings. There it is. Any prediction for that one? Game 1.
I like the Oilers in game 1. I'm taking them.
That's another 3-way one you want to do there.
When do we give our picks? Should we give all our picks at once?
Okay, yeah, kind of like if you listen carefully, we kind of gave them all, but we'll do some more.
Well, Merle, why don't you start off with your game 1 of the playoffs picks for tonight?
All right, so I got a great boost on Barstool. This one I love. It's under 6.5 in the Islanders Carolina. It's the Bruins money line. It's the Stars money line and the Oilers money line. If you do that on your normal book, it's plus 450, but the Barstool boosted up to plus 500. So I think all those are great plays, and to get plus 500, I'm on the ferry in like 2 hours. We're gonna probably take the ferry over, put the bets in, and get this party started.
We got a comment in here from Brady Daniels, which I think is. Should I give it away? This is Biz's burner account. Kings, baby. Thanks, Biz.
Thanks for watching it,
yeah,
Biz. Appreciate it. I know you're busy.
We know it's you, Biz. Nice burner account, dude. And you want me to give mine? I like my Army's puck line parlay. Brilliant gambling thinking. You need an armor pick from Dave. Dave loves the armor. That's what we do.
He's a big game notes guy.
Yeah, he is. This is Army's puck line parlay. I go in Canes Bruins minus 1.5 plus 440. I like that in the early games. You get it in, then you might be set up for the later games later, a little extra cash in your pocket. Go looking at some of what Merles and Witt have. And if you want to get dangerous, if you really want to get dangerous, guys, I'm even thinking, you throw Dallas in on that one too, maybe at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
3-team.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That would be huge.
Oh
odds.
my God. Let me find these odds while we go.
1,412.
Holy
Jesus. Risk 100, you win about $1,412 coming back to you.
Yep.
Or I guess 1,312 profit.
Yep. So I don't know. That's what I'll give you. The Army's puck line parlay. Merles, you said that'll be up there. Hey, like at least those first two games. I like the first two. If you want to get dangerous,
440 already. I'm trying to get it moved up for you. Army's puck line. So look for that on Barstool Sportsbook, and then we'll see if we can get them on the ScoreBet too, because we have so much already on ScoreBet.
Yep.
I got for tonight. I'm trying to get a boost. I don't know.
This one should end up on ScoreBet.
So ScoreBet, I'm trying to get out there. Jason Robertson 2 or more points and a Dallas Stars victory tonight. I think he comes out flying at home after this monster season he had, and the Dallas Stars get the 1-0 lead, and he has a big night, maybe 2 or 3 points. So I guess I can't sprinkle that because I'm not in Ontario, unfortunately, but I'll bet it on my own down here at the Barstool Sportsbook. My other play is I'm sprinkling a little bit on the Islanders money line. I'm taking Murley's, what is it called? The boost, the 5-team boost.
EBR boost, baby.
I love that. And then I'm going the Oilers in regulation. So I'm looking forward to seeing them get I think the Oilers get it done 4-1 tonight. That's my prediction.
And then one bet I do every time I'm down here with the live streams, and we've had luck with it, and I know fights will be on it, is pasta. First goal, pasta anytime. And then we hit it, and we snap the nips. Geez, we're snapping nips and pounding Pink Whitney.
That's the go-to tonight. Pasta first goal scorer. I love it.
And then I'm blacked out by the late game. Yeah, he's on the roster.
Fights is in.
He'll be going crazy. He'll be going nuts. I was in there. That was my first trip into the cave with you guys. He came in. You just you slapping everyone.
He lives and dies with the bees.
Yep. Bees, baby, bees.
Well, that we had our series bets also, Merle, right over at ScoreBet. That's something also. Everyone keep an eye on that. We laid them out there for everybody to ride with us on those. Ride with EBR with the Merle's picks. We got the Army puck line parlay. Game day one, night one. Chasing the cup,
great.
the chase. Wit, I know you did that little like spiel at the end of at the end of Spit and Chicklets today. You want to give it for us here on the live stream too?
What spiel?
That little quote.
Oh yeah, the
And
old quote.
Before, hold on,
yeah.
G, you got anything for us?
like I said, Pasta first goal scorer. That's the bet of the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else
Love
in
it.
regard to tomorrow? Just at noon. We're hoping to get Pasha on.
Yeah, Pasha's locked in. I know that for
Okay,
sure.
yeah.
We'll see who else if we can maybe get into this office again. I didn't know we'd be able to get in here. We can maybe scrape somebody else in here and have a real hot stove.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
lots
let
of-
us know too. Like, let us
Yeah.
know who you want us to have on, whether it's Mr. Ice, Chief, anyone around the hockey gambling world. We're open to having on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know. I love the comments. Thank you everyone for
Yeah,
tuning in for
thank
the
you so much.
interactions.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks for
thank
having
you.
me, boys.
Yeah, thanks so
I'm
much.
first episode ever of
Yep.
Game Notes Daily,
This
and I
is
got
it.
to be the guest. This is an honor,
An
an honor and a privilege, Arm Dog.
We
Yeah,
got
we gotta
Sean
have the win.
Apuzzo behind the scenes
Yep.
helping us here.
Sean came in today. He's got
made the graphic up
exactly. Boom.
Yeah, it's
Thank
awesome.
you very
there.
much.
I
And
didn't give a-
Spider helped us out, gave us the Wi-Fi and showed us around too. Shout out to him.
Hey,
get-
do you know what RA did the other night, Army? Did you hear this?
No, what do you do? I saw he posted a video of him walking onto an airplane.
So Thursday night, this lucky motherfucker, he got so lucky. I'll explain what happened. So Thursday night, he went to the Rangers game.
Yeah. I knew
And
that.
of course, he got wrecked. And he got wrecked after the game. And he had to get his bag at the Barstool offices right across the street from
Oh,
Madison
yeah, he
Square
told me
Garden.
this.
And well, his key card was able to get him into the building, but for some reason his key card couldn't get him into the Barstool office on the second floor. He fucking passed out. He fell asleep in the lobby
yeah.
till 5 a.m. So I said, "Oh my god,
There's got to
this
be
is a-"
video.
He goes, "There's got to be."
Yeah,
I go, "There's
exactly.
going to be video."
Yeah.
I go, "There's going to be video." So I came in today. First thing I said, "Spider, put me in. Where can I talk to the person who has the video of this entire property?" Well, dude, a couple months ago, some lunatic, fucking political lunatic, right wing guy on Twitter, he broke into the office with like a homeless guy. I don't know if you remember. It was like a
Yeah, I saw
viral
that.
clip. Well, since then, they kind of like blacked out the door, so the door isn't clear anymore. So the
Oh.
camera's in the office and it used to see into the hallway, and now it can't.
Yeah, they got a new camera on the way and it's not here yet. It's unbelievable.
So
lucky he
RA
is.
by the
Dodged a bullet.
dodge. I would have had that video on my Twitter of RA passed
There's
out like
There's
Barney
a pizza
Rubble.
box. There's a pizza box there still with like a half-eaten crust. I'm like, I want to get the DNA to see if it's RA's.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
half
exactly.
chewed weed gummies on the ground all over the place.
Little trail. of
But
it
RA's
everywhere.
crushing it. RA's in Sudbury, Ontario
Yeah.
right now. He's
Yeah, he's
got
doing
his
Shoresy.
day of shooting for Shoresy season 2. So we're excited for him to get involved. He loves being
Yeah,
in
he'll
the
be a
acting
regular on here. He has his own trailer. He's sending me pictures of the big movie star. Maybe he's too big for us now, but he should be a regular on this show. It's awesome. Thanks for everybody coming on there. The comments were hilarious. And,
Yeah, I love the comments. I'm
just
just
thank
reading
you.
some of the comments right now. Wit, before we go, keep the comments coming. Hit us up, interact with us socially, obviously, for the games tonight. Merle's
Great day.
Wit. It'd be cool
Great
if you
day.
guys tweeted out your kind of picks today.
Yes, I
obviously,
will.
as you
Yeah.
will.
Okay.
I'd like to see that also. G, thank you for behind the scenes.
Shout out ScoreBet too, baby. We love ScoreBet.
We
Yeah,
love
shout out-
ScoreBet.
ScoreBet is
Ontario.
This whole show
the
is
EBR
brought to you.
Ontario.
All this whole show is brought to you by ScoreBet. So thank you to them for jumping on. Makes perfect sense with us. And Wit, let's give us that right before we go off the air, just to get everyone all the hair standing on their.
the quote.
Give that to us again. I think that's just perfect.
The old quote of fate whispering to the warrior, "You can't handle the storm," and the warrior whispers back, "I am the fucking storm."
Boom! Enjoy the night, everybody.
Let's go.
Stanley Cup chase is on. We'll see you tomorrow
Let's
at noon.
go oil.
I love it.
The oil.